Hello there, I'm Jimmy Vegas and welcome to the 12th video in a series of game development tutorials on how to make your own 3D platform game in Unity 6. In this tutorial we'll be covering lighting and a skybox. Remember to subscribe and click the notification bell to stay up to date with every tutorial I upload. Feel free to leave a comment and drop a like. I also have a Patreon page where you could help be a part of this channel, and you'll also find all the scripts and the assets to this series there too, along with plenty of other things. You can also now join as a free member. Now, on with the tutorial. So lighting plays a very important part in pretty much every game you play. There are many things that you can do. We're not going to go massively deep into lighting in this particular tutorial series. However, we're going to take a look at lighting just in general. For example, by default, we have this directional light appear in our game. And we can see over here in the inspector panel that we do have multiple different options that we can change in the settings. If we look at it, we could change the rotation, and you can see how that affects the game. You can see how that affects the shadows. Now, by default, it is set to 50. However, if we change on the Y, you can see that we can spin it the other way. So what I would recommend is trying to find a nice kind of middle ground of where you want your light to be shining. This will become even more important a little later on when we have a skybox in place. It does also mean that we can change the colouring. As you can see, you could change it to a deep red if we wanted to. And then you can change the temperature here as required, which does pretty much the same sort of thing. It just gives the lighting a bit more of a depth to it. There are other types of lighting that we could use, but for all intents and purposes, we don't really need to use them for this style of game, at least not yet anyway. For now though, we're happy with how this light looks. Well, what we really need to get into here is we need to get a skybox in so we can start making this level look a little bit more like a level, and then we can work with the light to make it look how we want it to look. So, what is a skybox? Well, a skybox, as you can see here, by default is this big blueness and greyness below. There isn't a lot to it at all. But we can actually replace that with some cool skyboxes from the asset store. What is the asset store? Well, as you expect, it's a store that you can get assets, but you don't necessarily have to pay. There are many great free assets on the asset store. If we go to Window and then click on Asset Store, it will open up a page for you in the asset store. And there is a common misconception that using assets from the asset store is known as asset flipping, and this is absolutely false. It is not true. I have made videos on what asset flipping actually is. Assets are here to help you. They're created by people to put in your game. It's entirely up to you whether you want to pay or use free ones, but if you cobble together a game full of random assets here, there and everywhere, you do all the coding, you make the game yourself, that's not an asset flip. Long story short. Anyway, we want to look for a skybox. So what you would do is in the search box, let's type skybox. And as mentioned, there are many free assets here. There are paid ones as well, and it's entirely up to you which ones you use. You can use any of these that are free, depending on how you want your game to look. They're kind of cool, they're awesome. Some are indeed paid, and they may be the higher quality ones, but just because it's paid, it does not necessarily mean that it is higher quality. So the skyboxes that I am going to go for is going to be this 3 skyboxes just here. Obviously, if you want to use a different one, that is completely up to you. You try and find one that you feel happy with, or ones, multiple that you feel happy with. Anyway, once you click on it, right there, you'll be on the asset page itself. And all you will need to do is make sure you are logged in on the same machine that you have your Unity engine running on. Then you click on Add to My Assets. You may need to accept an end user license agreement. Once it's done that, it will prompt you to open in Unity, and you do just that. When you do, it will open up a package manager, and here it will say, well, more than likely say download. I already have this asset in my library, which is why I have it set as import, but what you would need to do is this button will say download it, and then it will say import to project. So you'll need to press import. When you do this, you will get a list somewhere on your screen of what this package actually contains, and you just need to verify that you want to import all of these. And as you can see, it's got multiple different materials for skyboxes there, so all you would do is click on import, and that will take just a moment to bring it into your project. You can see it just there. Once it is in, you can click off the package manager because we've now imported those assets. So how do we get the Skybox to work, and how do we make it look kind of cool? Well, if we go to Window, go to Rendering, and go to Lighting, you have the option to select Environment up here. And this is where you can select your Skybox. You can either drag and drop a Skybox, or you can select the little button here, and then you can locate it amongst all the textures in your project. And you can see here, these are the Skyboxes. They don't look particularly cool as just images like this, but trust me, when they are selected and in the game, they do look much better. So if we select this one right here, you can see it changes the Skybox right there. So it's not that dull default blue and grey anymore. Once you've got a Skybox in, close and close again. And this is where lighting can come into play. So let's go to our directional light and let's have a look at the intensity. Can we reduce it? Makes it look very bright. So increase it, not reduce it. Can we reduce it to 1? It makes it look a bit dull. So this is where you kind of need to play around with your lighting to see, well, what looks best? Does that look cool? Are we happy with how it looks? Do we need to change anything? We can change the multiplier. So if we set that as 2. In fact, if we set it higher, I don't think that's really having an effect. Oh no, it's not going to have an effect, is it? That's fine. That's fine. So we can set that as 1. Play around with how this looks there. You know, maybe change the color to a slightly off yellow, like so, and see how that looks. Again, play around with the lighting. If need be, you can add different lights in. So let's go to Game Object. Let's go to Light, and let's go to, what should we go to? Let's go to Spotlight. No, Point Light. We'll do Point Light. I think Point Light would be better. I'm going to leave it called Point Light, and I'm going to turn off the directional light up here. So turn that off and head down to Point Light. Drag it up, and you can see how that is having an impact on our level already. It's making it darker, but it kind of fits in a little bit more. If we change the color to a kind of deep orangey kind of color, you can see once again it does impact how it visually looks. You can change the range as well to make it go further and further to light things up. Change the intensity. You can see just how much it is intense there. So that's kind of cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold Control, press D to duplicate that light. I'm going to put one just here. And then I'll put another one by the finish. So that is now how our level looks with the light. If we press play, and see how it looks in general during play, and just make sure that it doesn't blind us at any point. But what I would recommend though is playing around with the lighting sources and just try and get a nice feel for how you want the game to look, basically. So as we start, there we go. Yeah, that's okay. I'm happy with that lighting. Should do the trick. Perfect. Still play the game as normal. So the Skybox is frozen in the sky. So I think we need to add a little bit of code to make it rotate just a little bit to give a bit more immersive feeling to the game. So let's do that. Let's go to our scripts folder. Let's right click, create a new script, and let's call this Skybox Rotate. And this particular script is just going to basically be one line of code. You could add a variable to it if you wanted. I'll explain where that would fit in as we get around to the code. But what we essentially want to do is in the update method, we want to access the render settings and rotate the Skybox. So we can get rid of the annotations and start method. We don't need it. And we can say render settings dot Skybox dot set float, and in brackets what we want to do. So we want to access the material of the Skybox and access its rotation. So in quotes, rotation with the underscore at the front. And then we want to set how much we want to rotate it by. Well, we want to do this via time.time, not delta time this time. I've said time too many times. So time.time multiplied by whatever number you want the rotate speed to be. So for example, let's have it as 1.2f. Close bracket, semicolon. and save. So if you wanted to have it different on each level, you could effectively change this 1.2f for a variable, perhaps call the variable rotate speed. For now, I'm going to keep it just as that. I'm going to head back into Unity after it has compiled. And we effectively just need to attach this script to any game object in the scene. But what we'll do is we'll attach it to the level controls object, because that's where we're attaching most of our scripts that are relevant to the level. So head back into Unity, level controls, drag and drop the Skybox rotate. If we click on it, you should be able to see it down there. No variables, but if we press play now, we should be able to see the Skybox rotating in front of us nice and slowly, just to give a bit more of an immersive feel to the level. It should look kind of cool. Obviously, you can change the speed at what you want it to rotate. You know, if you want to rotate fast, slow, whatever. It's entirely up to you. But there we go. Cool. Quite happy with that. So let's go and finish the level. Awesome. So playing around with lighting and shadows and skyboxes, I think is very, very important at this stage, because we're getting to a point where the level itself is almost done, and we can use this as a template for new levels as well. So there is a little bit more to do on this particular level, but we're going to take a bit of a break in terms of what we're doing to the level for the next section. What we'll do next time is we will add in a main menu, and the main menu is kind of important because it's the functional hub to the game itself, because we want an area. Oh, battery saver is on. Oh, I'm on battery power. I didn't realize that. Anyway, we will look at doing a main menu, and we will get it functional and see what we can do. So remember to subscribe, click the notification bell to stay up to date with every tutorial still to come, and I will see you in the next one.